It's like that movie Independence Day. A beam of light shoots down from the sky and stuff blows up.
An invisible force throws a girl to the ground.
Bam! It's like she's hit by an unearthly power.
And a slab of meat lives on from beyond the grave.
It looks like some kind of horror movie. I would run. I would just run.
Bizarre phenomena. Mysteries caught on camera.
Well, that's an explosion.
What's the truth behind this strange evidence? Now, in the dead of night, a blackout hits an American town. Then, an explosion. Strangest of all, cameras capture a beam of light that seems to strike from above.
It defies imagination.
The sky pulses with energy.
It felt like an attack.
Experts fear this could be a new weapon of mass destruction, striking from space.
It looks a lot like Armageddon.
Escanaba, on the banks of Lake Michigan, a quiet port town of 12,000 residents. Its sandy beaches and large harbor draws thousands of tourists and fishermen to the town each year. February 2nd, 2015. Late evening. As the sun goes down, locals relax at home. One of them, artist Kate Oman, is about to go to bed.
We were settling in for the night. I was home alone.
But then, all goes dark.
I don't know what the heck's going on, but power just went out.
The darkness is broken by an ominous light flooding in from outside.
There's some weird colors going on.
I thought, well, maybe there's an electric storm, but I didn't hear any thunder. There was no rain. There was nothing going on.
Oman ventures outside to investigate. And that's when she sees it.
Do you see that weird light? Like, straight beam? I don't know what's going on.
Escanaba isn't darkness. The only light is this blinding beam on the horizon and a devastating explosion at its base. The phenomenon baffles scientists.
This video really has all the hallmarks of a sci-fi action movie. You've got beams of light, you've got explosions, you've got people running around in a panic.
So weird.
This is really frightening.
What's going on?
I'm going over there.
On the ground, Oman heads towards the blinding light, and as she nears,
Holy.
she realizes the city's power station lies immediately under the beam.
Look at that.
The power station had actually blown up. It just was on fire.
Oman continues to film as she tries to figure out why the power station is burning, and if the beam above is to blame. Her mind races for an explanation.
I thought it could be aliens.
It's a nightmare straight out of a Hollywood science fiction film.
It's like that movie Independence Day. A beam of light shoots down from the sky and stuff blows up.
You're kind of looking in the clip for any sort of ship above.
The footage is sent to retired United States Army Colonel Daniel Davis. He wonders if this is a weapon of mass destruction, firing from above.
Although it may seem like stuff of science fiction, in the 1980s we started what's called the Strategic Defense Initiative, the SDI, or the Star Wars program as it's come to be known, which was basically wanted to have laser weapons, whether airborne or in space.
SDI will go forward.
Declassified documents reveal that after the U.S. kickstarts the space arms race, other military superpowers follow.
All the major powers are doing research to try to weaponize space. Certainly China, Russia are doing lots of research and development to try to make something like that happen.
New evidence suggests Russia could already have an operational space weapon. In August 2018, the U.S. State Department expresses concerns about a Russian orbiting object behaving abnormally. They describe the craft's movements as very troubling. Russia dismisses the claims as slanderous accusations, but many are concerned it is a weapon in disguise orbiting the planet. A potential threat to America's military dominance.
The first country to deploy a fully operational space-based weapon into orbit will automatically have the high ground in any future war.
Witnessing this beam, Munoz ponders if an enemy military is showing their space lasers' ability to attack the American heartland.
Worst case scenario, what we're seeing here is an operationally weaponized satellite basically destroying this power grid. It's literally death from the sky.
Science journalist Joe Papalardo considers this terrifying possibility.
It's an almost James Bond villain plan to put a satellite in orbit that has a strong enough laser that can strike anything below.
Looking for the potential space laser, Papalardo checks the Space Surveillance Network, a system capable of tracking the tens of thousands of objects orbiting the Earth. Papalardo discovers no sign of a killer satellite above Escanaba on that day.
You can't hide things in orbit very easily, not when they're big, not when they're shooting death rays down onto the planet below. It's just not a viable theory.
The footage alerts geophysicist Cyan Proctor.
As a scientist, I want to know what exactly is going on here. There has to be an explanation.
The beam is more intense close to the ground. It makes Proctor believe it isn't firing down from the skies. It's shooting up from within the inferno.
There's probably a really hot heat source at the Earth's surface.
Analysis of other power station fires reveals none produce a beam like the Escanaba explosion. It makes Proctor suspect there must be another explosive ingredient in the blaze powering the beam.
I have no idea what the heck it is.
Coming up, strange powers are at work in...
It's amazing that you
Place for pythons and
A blackout, an explosion, and a bizarre beam of light shooting miles into the sky from an exploding power station in Escanaba, Michigan.
If I lived in that neighborhood, I'd be terrified. So what's going on?
Geophysicist Cyan Proctor searches the local area for clues and discovers there's a shipbuilding yard next door to the power plant. It makes her wonder if the beam could be powered by an extremely dangerous metal used in ships, magnesium. Proctor wants to test her theory.
I'm ready to go. All right, first I'm going to put down my magnesium. Let's light it up. When you add water to magnesium fire, it's so hot, it actually tears apart the water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Watch this. Woo! Hydrogen is extremely flammable, and then the oxygen just feeds the flame. Woo! This is why throwing water on a magnesium fire is just so dangerous. It's adding fuel to the flame.
Proctor analyzes the reaction in super slow motion to compare it to the Escanaba beam. It reveals the magnesium does create a rising channel of burning light, but it's not focused or constant like the beam over Escanaba.
Well, it's pretty clear from this experiment that magnesium and water burns really bright. However, it doesn't produce that beautiful column of light that we see in the video.
The footage is sent to meteorologist Chris Walczek. He analyzes the video, looking at the conditions surrounding the beam explanation and notices the clouds appear extremely low in the sky. It gives him a new idea. The beam could be a result of weird weather focusing the power plant's light.
Under the right conditions, if it's not too heavily snowing, above even street lamps, you'll see what looks like a straight beam of light pointing straight up.
This rare phenomena is called a light pillar.
They form whenever you have situations that are very cold with very light falling snowflakes. They act like a mirror. They will reflect that light and it'll look like a perfect column.
Extreme weather expert Chris Bell discovers supporting evidence in local weather records.
So this is Michigan in the middle of February. You had temperatures below freezing. It looks like there's a little bit of mistiness or haziness. It does seem like the kind of conditions that you would expect the ice pillars to form. It makes it quite plausible that that's what it was.
Finally, as eyewitness Kate Oman gets closer, suddenly the source of the beam and the inferno vanishes as quickly and mysteriously as it started.
No power. Just went out. Over there. Completely dark.
And when Oman tries to get official answers to explain what happened that night, she is met with a wall of silence.
No one on a city level talks about it, and they don't mention it to the public. I still would like an answer.